Ashley and Christian, and we recently flew from Iceland to Spain. Barcelona has some of the most stunning and unique architecture in the world, mostly due to a man named Antoni Gaudi. We're spending the day visiting some of his incredible works, including Sagrada Familia, a century-old yet unfinished church, along with some of his other masterpieces that make this city so full of culture and life. Barcelona is one of our favorite places, and we're excited to show you why.
It's day 2 here in Spain, and we are headed to the Sagrada Familia.
Very exciting day today. We are hoping to visit a lot of Gaudi's architecture, but we have no mic and no tripod because they don't allow any kind of professional looking filming equipment. So sorry if we sound a little worse than usual.
We're gonna try our best. We're getting ready to walk up out of the train station to probably what is at least my favorite church in the whole world, and definitely one of the most different looking churches in the whole world, which is Sagrada Familia. Right behind me is the entrance to the Sagrada Familia. It took us roughly about 5 to 10 minutes to get through.
This is one of the most unique and magnificent churches that we've ever seen by far. Sagrada Familia is actually not finished, and it won't be until 2026. It will have taken about 150 years to finish this church, and it will be completed on the 100th anniversary of Gaudi's death. We were here 4 years ago. I feel like we can totally tell that more has been finished by the outside. A lot more of the spires have the detail on it, and yeah, you can tell it's getting close. 150 years in the making.
Just to think of his vision that he had for this place, with the fact that he wouldn't be able to live to see it fully completed. Well, that's pretty. So they're playing an organ right now, and it just sounds very fitting.
All of these pillars in the main area represent trees, like in a forest, supporting the roof, which is supposed to represent the branches and leaves. And then on each of the 4 main pillars, each pillar is dedicated to one of the apostles. So you have Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. The design of these doors has the Lord's Prayer written in Catalan, and then around it, it has "Give us this day our daily bread," written in 50 different languages to signify that everybody is welcome here. And this is the design of the doors that will be the entrance of the Sagrada Familia. The backside of Sagrada Familia is probably the most awe-inspiring because the structure looks like tendons and muscles and bones, which is what Gaudi designed it as, because he wanted to capture Christ's passion and all of its cruelty to capture his pain. And that's what he had said when he was designing this backside. This is called the Passion Facade. We forgot our water this morning, and I think this is the thirstiest I've ever been in my life. And we tried a bunch of different fountains, and they're all dry. We just came to a little cafe before we go and grab lunch, but we got Cafe Fredo, which means iced coffee, and it's so hot outside. I cannot imagine drinking hot coffee right now. I know it's the norm, and that's what everybody does, but I can't do it. And then I got a chocolate croissant that's as big as my head, and Christian got this
Massive
pizza
cheese. It's got peppers in it.
It's so good.
It's very thick.
It's so thick. Something I love about European metro stations is that there's art everywhere, even in the metros. So everything is made beautiful.
We we are heading back to the hotel to grab our stabilizer.
And after, we're gonna go see some more Gaudi. We are on our way to our next Gaudi architecture piece, which is Casa Vicens, and we will be going inside this one because the tickets are only €13 each. Once again, we need to take our mic and tripod off of our camera just because it looks like professional recording equipment, even though I wouldn't call us professionals. This is kind of, in my opinion, an underrated Gaudi piece because I don't hear about this one as much as Batllo and Mila and Sagrada Familia, but this one looks amazing from pictures. I've never seen this one in person, so I'm very excited.
We're at Casa Vicens, which is one of Gaudi's work.
Casa Vicens is Gaudi's first house he ever worked on, and you can tell the architecture style is quite a bit different. Gaudi uses these hexagon areas instead of corridors to get the illusion that there's more space than there is. It's so cool. These look different, and like the room is separated because spouses used to not share a bedroom if they were from the affluent class. This is one of Gaudi's only preserved writings that they've been able to find. It's undated. It's just, this is one of the only ones. The rooftop was actually used to collect water. They would still walk over it, but this is how they would have their main source of water, is it would just collect up here. They say to just imagine the waterfall that was nearby and the palm trees and the breeze, but all you can hear most of the time is cars. I think the coolest thing about visiting Casa Vicens is that this is Gaudi's first work he was commissioned for. So this is like the groundwork for all of his other architectural pieces. The fact that it's still in pretty good condition and we're able to walk through it and see where his other inspiration came from. I think we paid 13, 15 euro each. Buy it online, you save about €3. Absolutely worth it. Make sure you come to this one. Our final stop on our Gaudi tour that we're going inside, and that is Parkway. We're taking the V19 bus line, which honestly, from what we've seen so far, is a great one to ride if you just want to see the sights of the city and not pay for a hop-on, hop-off bus tour. Yeah. Because we've already gone by like 3 of the huge sites.
When you arrive from the airport, just go ahead and buy that ticket because it'll take you literally everywhere you need.
Yep, we're still using our ticket we bought at the airport, so. We have arrived in Parkway, which is another one of Gaudi's very iconic spots. You've probably seen it in the Cheetah Girls. This year, and I don't know if they're gonna continue doing this in the future or not, the entire park is your entrance ticket, where it used to be just the popular monument zone. Our entrance was at 6:30 and we have until about 8 o'clock or so to see the park. So I think we're actually going to start just by walking around and exploring this area because there's so much in this park.
There's not a lot of tourists in Barcelona right now. We're seeing lots of the views with very small crowds. I think the last time we were here, we were shoulder to shoulder with everyone. Smells very good. Ooh, a little too much.
This was so busy last time we were here. You couldn't even like almost see the bench area. And now it's like this huge open space.
Can't see anything. The sun's like right behind the camera. This is probably one of the best views of Barcelona.
Gaudi was actually commissioned by a man named Guell to build this park as it is now, but originally it was meant to be homes for 16 different families, like very well-off families. But the project actually ended up failing, and then Guell gave the park to the city, who then turned it over to the public. And now you can visit for just 10 euros a person, and it's just another unique piece of Barcelona. We really like coming here. It has a great view of the city, and it's just really cool to get to experience. Our last two Gaudi stops for the day will be Casa Batllo and Casa Mila. We're not going to go into these two because if we went into them, it would be over $150 for both of them. And that is simply not in the budget this time, but they are beautiful from the outside and you can appreciate them just as much. Another reason we're not going in, besides the very high price, is the line right now. And it's honestly, it's very close to closing time.
So there's like 3 tiers of lines. There's like a fast pass, a gold, and then like a regular. The regular one looks like it wraps around the building. The fast pass doesn't look fast at all.
Sagrada Familia, Casa Vicens, and Park Way were enough for us because that alone is 50 euro or so, and that's a lot. This is Casa Mila, also known as Casa Pedrera, and this is the last Gaudi piece that we're gonna look at tonight. This is another like house that he built for somebody, and actually when he was building this, there was a lot of pushback from the city because they thought it looked weird. They really at first did not appreciate his designs and architecture, and now it's kind of interesting because so much of the city is based around Gaudi and the tourism especially behind Gaudi. This is another really cool one that we are not going to go into, mainly because of price, but if you do have the 35 euro to spare, make sure you check out the roof. I've heard it's really cool. We are ending our night with gelato, of course, and we came to Gelateria de Guell. We're just gonna walk back to our hotel and enjoy the evening. It is so nice outside now. Great change.